Hello, Western Heights family. It's Wednesday, and here's your Wednesday Minister Moment. Now, many of you know that I'm at home, and the reason I'm at home is because I have tested positive for COVID. My wife, Cheryl, has as well, and so we're both here kind of hanging out at the house. I've been here for more than a week. Still got about 5 more days to go to finish up our quarantine. But we're at home. And I want to thank everyone who has prayed for us, who has texted and called, who brought food, sent cards, those types of things. That really means a lot to us. That's a great encouragement to us while we're here. And I just want you to know too that our symptoms have been pretty mild. We have not dealt with a lot of the stuff that many people have as a result of COVID. We've known several other people, friends of ours, who have suffered quite a bit as a result of it, some who have passed away as a result of it. But for us, our experience has been pretty mild. Why? I don't know. You know, we ask that question. Why quite often about things. I remember my daughter, Kimberly, when she was little, she had strep throat. And she was really sick with it, just did not feel very good at all, was in her room one night, and she got up from her bed and she came in to me and she was crying and she said, "Daddy, why did they do it?" And I thought, why did who do what? And she said, "Why did they eat the fruit?" She was asking, why was it that Adam and Eve, why did they eat the fruit in the garden? Because when they did that, it's because of that I'm sick. It brought all this other bad stuff into the world. Without getting into all the theological stuff related to that right now, that question of why is often on our hearts. We want to know why. We want to know who to blame. We want to know if we need to blame ourselves, and sometimes we beat ourselves up because of that as we seek to answer that question. We want to know what the reason is. And a lot of times we don't get an answer. It reminds me of Job. Job was a righteous man. In the book in the Old Testament, he was a righteous man. He had a lot of stuff. He had a big family, and then one day he loses everything. He loses his family. He loses all of his possessions. He becomes sick himself, and he suffers a great deal because of this. Some of his friends come to comfort him, and they sit with him for 7 days, and that's a wonderful gesture to do that. But Job begins to ask the question, why? He demands an answer, and his friends decide to answer for him. And they explain that, Job, it's your fault. You must have sinned. And in this explanation, or this struggle to answer the question why, more suffering, more grief is created. In the long run, what we discover is that God doesn't give him an answer for why. He doesn't explain to him what happened or why it happened or any of those things. Basically, God's response to Job is, I'm God, you're not God, and you don't have the capacity to understand all this stuff. And what Job does is he puts his faith and trust in God. I mean, he actually had it there in the first place, but at that point it's like, okay, I'll just trust you. You see, for us, it's not so much about the why, it's really about the who. What I mean by that is, we may not always have the answer for the why question, but we know who's in charge. I mean, think about it like this. Our Creator loves us so much that he was willing to send his Son into this world to live among us, to experience the pain and suffering that we experience, to be tempted. He sent his Son into this world to know grief, to weep with us. He sent Jesus into this world not only to do those things, but to die for us on the cross. and then to be raised on the third day. And the one who has the power to raise himself on the third day is the one who has the power to raise us after we die. He's the one who shows us what love is. He's the one who shares with us the great love that he has for us and the grace and the mercy that he has for us. He is the one who has the power over death, and he's the one that we need to focus on. I know we're tempted to ask the question why, but we need to focus on the one who has the answers. Focus on the who. Why should we do that? It's because he has the answers and he has the power. And he's the one who gives us hope. 2020 has thrown a lot at us. I have no idea what 2021 is going to do. But whatever 2021 throws at us, my encouragement to you is focus on the one who loves you, the one who is willing to die for you, and the one who has the power to raise us when all is said and done, because he's the one who gives us hope. I hope you have a great day.